sure you will find it as fascinating as I did. Let's pick up in mid-conversation.
But also because the law dictates that you're not supposed to do this and you're not supposed to do that when you're covering a song. So we really wanted to stay very true to the original version of it. So, I hope that answers your question.
Oh, yes, it answers it very well. Thank you.
Very cool.
Spectacular answer. I'm also a member. You have a lot of fans in the United States, and I'm also a member of a fan group here. I don't know if you're aware of us. We're called the Poets of Fans Street Team USA.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, cool.
Well, anyway, I have a lot of I had promised a lot of my fellow fans that I'd take some questions from them. So I've written some of their questions. So I'm going to ask a couple of their questions too, and I'm going to give them credit. I have a question from Gus here. He asked, "Are there any plans for a full-length live DVD from one of your concerts, a release, or has there been a release?"
There hasn't been a release as to today, but we are planning to do that, and we actually were talking about this topic with our German record company representatives or our managers there, and they were very keen on doing a live DVD, and we've been talking about it for a few years, and now I think at this point we're at the stage where we are actually sort of big enough to do one. So I'm hoping at some point, maybe, I don't know, this year, next year.
Ah, okay. Well, we'll have to look forward to it, definitely. You have, back to the subject of video game music, you have this alter ego band called Old Guards of Asgard, I think? Old Gods of
Asgard, yeah.
What is the idea behind that? Okay, is that a way for you guys to represent a different side of yourself? Run me through
it. Originally, it's from the Alan Wake video game, and that was one of Sam Lake's cook-up things. He thought about it and he wrote it into the game, and that was his idea altogether. But he also had it planned, I think, in his mind that we would sort of be the cameo. We would be the band, and we would write the music, and it has become a way for us to do really rocking 80s kind of cliched heavy metal music. So much fun to do. It's just incredible. There's a song called Balance Lays the Demon, which is like, I think it's like one of the best things that we've ever done. I can listen to the song and go like, yeah, this rocks, dude. And I'm right back to being 15 and like, headbanging and stuff, So I don't even have that much hair.
I have a team member named Susan. She asked, if Alan Wake continues a series of video games will you eventually consider perhaps releasing an Old Guards of Asgard CD by itself?
Well, definitely if we get to write enough music as Old Gods of Asgard, then that would be so cool to do that. And I don't know, maybe even play them live somewhere, even if they're really hard with all the screaming,
Oh, yeah, that would be fascinating. Wow, that's...
Yeah, it would be, yeah. I would probably also, wear a costume, to actually be like an old-style 80s rocker, just go on stage doing that. I'm not promising anything here, but all ideas are welcome, so, that would be so cool. But yeah, definitely, if we get to write enough music as Old Gods of Asgard, then why not put out an album of that too?
Yeah, I agree. That would be a hell of a thing to see for sure. So, what is let's see here. Sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Sorry. I say your ballad. Let's get on the subject of a lot of your ballads. You have a lot of really profound ballads, I would say, and they're really actually quite moving. Is there, especially Carnival Rust? That one really comes to mind.
Yeah.
Do you have any kind of message of a lot of your ballads? Because they're not the usual. They're very unorthodox. I mean, that's the best way I could put it. They're very unusual, and they're moving, and it's hard to actually put into words. So maybe you could help me out here.
All right. The way that it's also they are reactions to some things that happen in our lives, and whenever we write a ballad or music in general, we want to write music that moves the soul, so that when you listen to it, you can really go deep into yourself or into the music and let that move you, even if you're just lying on your couch, whatever. And music's supposed to move you and take you to places and make you see things and make you feel and experience things. So they have this sort of meditative side to them. And also when you read the lyrics, the way that I want to write them is that you have more layers than just one. You might even have a very strict story that, you know, like you can follow the story through the song, but still, if you stop and take that part of this part, you know, small phrases or whatever from there, you can still see that they're like juice concentrate. You can add water, and then you can just like have a lot more to drink from that few words or one line or whatever. So they're supposed to have a lot of ideas and a lot of layers included in them. I think that could be what makes them a bit more, you know, peculiar in a way, because like unorthodox, like you said, there's supposed to be a lot of meaning hidden in them, and I think there is.
Now, would you say this is probably I'm alluding a little bit to the title of your group's name once again, the poets part. A lot of your music actually is a lot of your lyrics are very poetic. Is that also a play on your band name? I would say, because a lot of your songs, especially Cradled In Love, is almost pure poetry. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, definitely. You're absolutely right about that. It's because of the band. This is the style and the way that we write music and the way that we write lyrics and all that. And I really want it to be sort of represented in the name very much. When you hear the name, you sort of get the vibe. Okay, maybe this is the kind of music. And when you listen to the music, it's almost like a aha. Okay, I get it now. So you like that? I think for a lot of people it is like that, because you know. My intuition says that if it works this way for me, then it must work the same way for a lot of people, you know, so.
Yeah, you're correct about that, I would say. I have another question from one of the Poets of the Fall Street team members here. Her name is Jenna, and she's asking about the song, of course, Cradled in Love. She wants to know a little bit about the music video. She was impressed with the direction, the director, the work that whoever the director was, the work that they did, and the band, and wanted to know who came up with the idea, or was it a combination of the director and you guys?
That was the director and myself who were talking about the ideas, and I was telling him about the sort of the dream world and then the story sort of behind the song, and the whole Temple of Thought idea that this is like what's happening inside us as human beings, being temples of thought in a way. This is what we become in the end when we sort of you're born and then you grow up and you're disillusioned, which is like Signs of Life, Carnival of Rust, and then Temple of Thought. You become this Temple of Thought, and so things happen inside your mind, and you have this huge mansion. I can tell you stories about it. It was really interesting to do the video there. Mansion sort of represents your inner self, your inner life, your mind, whatever your thoughts. And then inside there, you know, you have this story of this girl coming into the house almost involuntarily, walking backwards, and then music starts playing. Something wakes up that's being dormant in that house, and then sort of starts to, you know, follow the girl around, tell stories, and we see the girl going from one room to another and seeing what's going on, what this place is like, and then in the end, you know, she sort of lit up this well of light in there, and then you know, she gets to walk out and then leave the place in peace, and then, or does she, because then this something is also sleeping there, and you don't really know whether it's just been a dream or not. Maybe the character, which is like myself in the video, maybe this character is still sleeping in there, and nothing ever happened, or maybe he's sleeping soundly and peacefully now because something has been sort of relit inside, you know. So that's, but it was really interesting doing the video, because that was, because actually the location was in Estonia. It was this old, I think, 17th or 18th century mansion or something like that there, and they just had 2 weeks of complete, like, -0 degrees there, like centigrade, and this whole frosting, and the place was just freezing. It was much colder on the inside. It was outside. And outside, everybody were wearing, you know, beanies and down jackets jackets and thick, gloves and mittens and boots and stuff. And then on the inside, it was me and this cadre, this beautiful girl that you see on the video. And then we were wearing nothing. She was, we're wearing, beanies and down jackets and thick, gloves and mittens and boots and stuff. And then on the inside, it was me and this cadre, this beautiful girl that you see on the video. And then we were wearing nothing. She was, her dress was so flimsy you could see through it. And we were freezing. And you could only shoot for like a minute or two at a time of the video, So, and by the end of we shot it for 2 days, and by the end of the day, I couldn't even move my mouth because it was so freezing, So that was interesting.